Good morning, guys. It is Jonathan with One Big Impact. First of all, if you're new here, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. And also check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for Healthy Life. Instagram at One Big Impact. And if you're looking for a personal trainer, whether it's in person, online, nutritional coaching, or anything like that, please feel free to let me know. So, without further ado, let's get started. What I want to cover in this video is something really basic, and it probably will be a very fast video. A lot of people are asking me a question, how to increase grip strength. Now, in all honesty, I just finished a powerlifting meet, my first one the other day, and specifically the biggest reason people are worried about grip strength is going to be usually the deadlift. So first of all, I won't even attempt to BS you. I actually 90% of the time I use Versa grips. Versa grips, yeah. And I'll put them in the link in the description below. The reason I do that is because I tend to get tendonitis in my elbow really, really bad. And right now I can even feel a little bit of like twinging on the inside and on the outside. And true story, it's not actually from deadlifting. I just tend to get it a lot from whether it's like barbell curls or tricep extensions, but a lot of different things really kind of get it fired up. It could be pull-ups, it could be anything like that. Not that I'm doing any pull-ups right now, but I decided about 3 weeks out to do a powerlifting meet. And although my max deadlift was like 610 pounds, I knew in my heart and in my soul that I was very, very worried that I was going to be able to pull that 600 without grips. So about 2 or 3 weeks out, I stopped using them. Now, I will say it destroyed my hands for the first few weeks. Like, my hands were bleeding pretty bad. Because, like, basically how my programming works, but that's not a lot of set. Remember, I only got like 2 full sessions of deadlifting in before I actually went to the meet. And after those 2 full sessions, I had 10 days completely no lifting. So my grip strength virtually was not even being used. But what I did was I got rid of the grips, okay? And like even right now I have like a band-aid on my finger right now because it's at the meet. It didn't do super bad, but it did split my hand open one kind of like really deep random thing. The training was way worse for the last few weeks than it was at the meet because you only lift a couple. So my training consists of the following because I feel like this is very crucial. Most people with their deadlift sessions may not be doing the exact same thing I did, and I think this is what helped me most, okay? So first of all, in any aspect for that last few weeks, I was purposely using my grip. I was picking up plates. Like as I was picking up plates, like I would grab 45s, I would grab them like this. I would grab them and bring them over, like pinch them in my hands, and I would keep loading them. Now you got to remember, like if you're pulling 600, that's like 13 plates. So I was kind of like instinctively started using my grip a little bit more, but more importantly, like for instance, going through one of my sessions, it's like this. So the first set is probably about 135 for 10 reps. The second set is probably about 225 for like 5 reps. Second set is usually like 315 for like 3 reps. And depending on how high the day was, maybe 405 for 1 rep. And then I actually start my sets because I kind of have to get up to that point first. And then maybe like for instance, my first set would be like so at this point it was like 3 sets of 3 would be my first week going into it. So it'd be like the first set was like maybe 440, and then the next set would be like maybe like 480, and then that last one would be like 520, so 3 reps each. And on that last one, I would get as many as possible. So on those last ones, I would really kind of grind it out and try to get like three plus some extra, so maybe like 5. And I actually have them written down, but I don't have my folder in here. But usually I get at least 1 or 2 more reps. Now, on the last, and after that, I would drop it down. I believe I'm at 295, and I do 5 sets of 10 as fast as possible. So very speed reps, because 295 at this point, it's not really heavy. It comes up pretty freaking easy, and I just snap them out, boom, 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 in probably like 15-20 seconds. I'm done with the 10, and then I wait about 15-20 seconds or up to a minute, depends on my recovery for breathing, and I usually bang out about 3 sets, probably in about, I'd say about a minute or less. It's really fast, and then the last 2, usually I get pretty winded and I have to wait a little bit longer. But that would be my deadlift sets. Okay, so quite a bit of deadlifting using my grip strength during one session. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the actual sets would be get it up to 8, and then another 5. So you got 13 sets, and most of them are going to be 200 plus, and you got a few that are going to be like 400 or 500 or whatever. So a lot of volume. It shredded my hands the first week. The second week, I kind of didn't nurse them. I was like pulling off the scabs or the calluses and stuff, and just kind of didn't use lotion or anything. And then the next week was, I guess you could call it my peaking week. So what I did was my top set would be like 550, and I remember this one because the top set was 550 for just 1 rep, and I wanted to hit 2 or 3 or something like that, and I had 3 in me. Like, it wasn't like I couldn't do it, but I remember on the third one, the bar fell out of my hand. Now, I don't usually use chalk or anything like that. I don't get all extra. But this day, it actually fell out of my hand on the 550, the third rep. Now, you got to remember, I really didn't need all 3. Okay, so going forward, I did my last ones or whatever. My hands were pretty messed up at this point. But going into the powerlifting meet, I kind of gave my grip a break. But long story short, I did pull 600. I went and tried for 617 as like an all-time PR, and because deadlift was last, I think I was just a little bit taxed. But honestly, I probably could have pulled 611, but that was only going to be a 1-pound PR. Anyway, I pulled the 600. It did not fall out of my hands, and my grip felt perfectly fine. 617. If you watch the video on my Instagram, it may look like it fell out of my hands, but it didn't actually. I just wasn't able to fully lock out at the top, so I just went ahead and it's pretty obvious. I just released my hands because at that point I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it. I was done grinding. So my grip strength made it. It was great. Now, my tips to increase grip strength, especially if you're going to do a powerlifting meet, give yourself about 6 weeks. I did not give myself probably enough time that what I felt extremely confident. I just knew when I went into the powerlifting meet that I was not letting go of 600. That was my only stipulation if I ever did a powerlifting meet, my first meet, because it was my first meet. My first meet had to be 600 pounds, like on the deadlift minimum. So that being said, you can do a bunch of funky stuff and stuff like that, but it literally just boils down to don't be an idiot and just stop using grips while you're deadlifting. That's it. If you find yourself where you're like, oh, my top set, I can't hold on to it, okay, go back down with your programming until you can hold on to it. You can do tricks and different things and stuff like that, but I would say the most important thing anytime you're using your grip use your grip. Pull-ups, use your grip. Don't use grips. Lat pull, use your grips. Dumbbell rows, barbell rows, anything where you need to use your grip, just use your grip. You'll be surprised how quick it snaps into shape, because as you can see, 550 for 3, the triple, my grip fell apart. But remember, in the meet, you're just warming up, and then you go hit a couple out on the stage, and you're good to go. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. It just is very basic. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't go buy a bunch of grip stuff and everything like that, because I can almost guarantee that you won't have an issue. A little side note, my current grip usage would be overhand underhand mixed grip. That's going to be a huge factor if you are going to find yourself where your grip is failing on double overhand. The all-time, according to the industry, best grip besides grips is going to be hook grip. Now, if you have not used hook grip, I would probably not suggest it, using it for your first time getting ready to go do a meet, because it's going to take some time. I use it probably up to 225. I'm getting better with it or whatever, but honestly, it's freaking painful, and it's going to take time for you to be able to get used to that. So you put the bar in here, and basically all you're doing is crushing your thumb in between it, so it basically can't let go. So that works for some people. I will probably eventually get there to where I do that. The benefit of that is double overhand is like double overhand hook grip. The benefit is less possibility of a bicep tear. So mixed grip, it's a more possibility of a bicep tear. So that's why people do it. You guys, like I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I wish you luck on your journey, and I want to see if, put in the comment section below what your deadlift max is. And if you're following me on Instagram, tag me in it, and I'll repost it for you on my Instagram. So tag me in your story, and I want to see yours. Remember, one big impact. Have a good day, guys.